Welcome back, Ultima Weapons, it's the Night Sky Prince again. Square Enix hasn't always listened to what their fans have wanted out of their games. However, since former CEO Yoichi Wada left Square Enix and has been replaced with a more forward-thinking CEO, Yosuke Matsuda, we've seen a Square Enix that is more and more looking to improve their games through feedback. The episode The Sky survey was a great example of how that feedback was used before. Well now, Square Enix has tried to put out a new player survey where they can get even more information than ever from fans, and they can use that input to improve their games. This is around a 40-question survey, with many of the questions specifically about Final Fantasy. And I cannot stress enough just how important it is that you all go fill out this survey after you finish watching this video. We've seen this approach throughout the life cycle of Final Fantasy 15, but also the very existence of Final Fantasy 7 Remake is a response to fans who've been crying out for the remake to finally happen. Square really does listen to what we're saying, even if sometimes it seems like they aren't. This feedback has the ability to make all the difference on what we see next out of this company. This is the place where you can really go tell Square that you want Final Fantasy 16 to be a wholly fulfilling story, or you want a new AAA turn-based game. Also, you're entered into a sweepstakes to win $500 worth of Square Enix merchandise, so it really couldn't hurt either way. Of course, there's a lot of benign stuff. They want to know what platforms you own and where you spend most of your time. Interestingly enough, if you watch esports a lot, which they've been trying to break into for a while, they also ask you to rate which company you believe produces the highest quality games, ranging from Square, Ubisoft, Sony, Epic, and a few other ones. I'm assuming what they're trying to ask here is, which of these major publishers can you point to as an example of producing high quality games that you enjoy? That is, who gets the most of your money? Curiously enough, they also ask if we'd be interested in a new Final Fantasy MMO that isn't Final Fantasy 14. Now, this could be referring to the mobile remake of Final Fantasy XI that is currently in development, although the way it's phrased, it seems like they could actually be referring to a new MMO entirely, which is something I don't think I would actually want, as I feel that 14 still has so much life left in it, and Final Fantasy 16, for all intents and purposes, needs to be a single-player game that can reignite the fanbase. They even go as far as to ask what game you want to see them make next. This is literally a request list. While the answer I put in this screenshot is a joke, I honestly put Chrono Trigger HD Remake, and if it happens, well, you can thank me later. I cannot stress enough how important it is for you guys to do this survey, and Square wants to gather this information from you guys for a reason. Whether that reason is for Final Fantasy VII Remake, the next Final Fantasy MMO, or even Final Fantasy 16, or other projects that we don't know about, Square has left their door open for us to walk in. I won't forcefully tell you what to put in there, as Final Fantasy means something different to everyone. Some people like the action RPG direction FF is headed in, other people prefer the more traditional ATB system. Some people even like Final Fantasy XII's battle system the best. Some people want more remakes, some people just want to skip ahead to Final Fantasy 16. However, there's one thing that I think most of us can actually agree on. Please remember to put story first above all these new endeavors for the franchise. There are so many great things in both varieties of nostalgia and innovation I think we can be open to, but one thing that cannot be compromised on is an incredible storytelling experience without having to hunt through several multimedia projects in order to get the full picture. So Ultima Weapons, subscribe and let me know in the comments below if you filled out the survey and what was the most important thing on there for you. What game did you put for your dream Square Enix game? And would you play another FF MMO outside of 14? And if you really want to discuss the future of Final Fantasy with some experts on the series, be sure to head on over to our Facebook group, Ultima, Square Enix plus JRPGs, where we're protesting for a new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer all day long. Link in the description below.